Very good morning to you. What is it that you're hoping to find out?
Good morning, Jen, and to the viewers. Well, we are extremely concerned about the revelations which have emerged yesterday, because it's quite clear that what we already knew was confirmed. The collapse of the airline, SA Express, is in large part because of the decisions and mismanagement which has characterized the airline in the previous years, particularly at board and executive level. You're looking at areas where wasteful expenditure had been flagged in the audit process, irregular, fruitless, and so on. You're looking at asset management, which had not been consistent with the regulations and so far. As that is concerned, the fact that SARS has not been paid by the airline, millions of rands in that regard, and that the integrity of the records is called into question by the liquidators, and this is one of the reasons why they have had to apply for an extension, because they are having to navigate waters which are very, very, very difficult. All this, of course, confirming why the airline has collapsed on one hand, but also bringing home the very sad reality now confronting the workers of SA Express. So it's important then that the people who have taken decisions insofar as this airline is concerned bear the brutal brunt of oversight and accountability. We certainly cannot subject the liquidators only, in as much as they are now the accounting officers of the airline, to actually take responsibility for decisions which they did not, particularly, Jane, where you have people who have been in these positions, particularly at SA Express, only to find that they are shuffled to other SOEs and continue business as normal, having left behind a trail of destruction, or at the very least having not accounted for their own involvement and take responsibility for the decisions that they have been party to. So this is important as part of tightening the oversight capabilities around SOEs, and that the parallel approach will be to interact with the Department of Public Enterprises themselves, because they are the first line of defense as the shareholder representative, and it's quite clear that some of their protocols of oversight and appointing of boards and executives is certainly called into question at this point in time.
I mean, it's well done. I mean, I'm glad this is happening now. I'm sorry that it's happening at such a late stage, but important that it is a holistic approach, as you say, bringing in the Department of Public Enterprises, also speaking to the liquidators and the National Treasury.
Yes, National Treasury, we want to discuss with them, because there are financial implications which confront the airline even in its current form now. We want an investigation done insofar as what the liquidators have found, and they have indicated that they can perform the investigation, but they would need funding made available to that. So they are going to cost the investigation plan. We also want the law enforcement agencies, particularly under the anti-corruption task team chaired by the Hawks, to move in with the necessary speed. What is fundamentally clear here is that you had a systematic collapse of the airline over time, and despite the interventions of Parliament itself, the management and the board have not been responsive. So they have to come back and actually account what they have to do. Yes, it is regrettable, of course, that this happens at the tail end, but at the same time, I think it's important that we put in context that we are dealing here with a situation where we are unraveling years of state capture, and SA Express was not spared from that, and so we now are part and parcel of the machinery at play to deal with that. And I'm certain that the Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprises and the Standing Committee on Appropriations appreciate, just as we do, the extent of the work which lies ahead of us in resolving some of the many difficult issues. And Jane,
I'm sure, can I just jump in quickly? I'm sure if you get your way that quite a few people will be losing their jobs.
Well, that is most certainly the outlook. It's important that consequence management forms part and parcel of the work that we will do, and that's why we want the investigation done. That's why we want the law enforcement agencies to actually move in with the necessary speed. Because, Jane, what's important here is the Department of Public Enterprises really needs to shape up, because the SOEs are in trouble across the spectrum, and so it means that the center, which is the department, is not holding. And so yes, there must be consequences as well in the entities, but if we do not reform the Department of Public Enterprises, then we're going to run into the same problems. And it is our view that prevention is better than cure, and the hub of preventative measures and strong controls is the department. And part of that is ensuring that people fit for purpose are employed, and that transparency and due diligence is followed when people are actually employed. And yes, where there's shortcomings and where there's wrongdoing, fraud, corruption, etc., those people must bear the brunt of the law.
Okay, and let's get this right before government takes on more SOEs. Bukuleko Slengwa, good to talk to you.